Now, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has asserted that India's rise on the global stage is unstoppable and will be determined by the country's own strengths rather than the policies or decisions of other nations. His remarks made in New Delhi came amid a debate over how US views India's growing economic and geopolitical influence. The statement is widely seen as a response to comments by Christopher Landau, the US Deputy Secretary of State, who suggested that Washington would not repeat what he described as past policy mistakes that helped China emerge as a major economic competitor to the US. During a discussion at the Raisina Dialogue, Landau said the US would not extend the same kind of economic advantages to India what it had once given to China. Policies that, he argued, eventually enabled Beijing to become a strong commercial rival. Landau framed the stance within broader America First foreign policy vision of Donald Trump, saying the US is not a charity organization and must prioritize its own economic interests. He also noted that while Washington supports the ongoing trade negotiations with India, it would remain cautious about allowing another major economic competitor to emerge in the way China did. Speaking shortly afterwards at the same forum, Jaishankar emphasized that India's development trajectory is fundamentally shaped by domestic capabilities and policy choices. I quote, he said, when we speak today about the rise of countries is determined by countries. The rise of India will be determined by India, unquote. Without naming any country directly, Jaishankar added that India's progress would come from its own strengths and institutional foundations rather than from mistakes of others. Jaishankar's remarks highlight an evolving dynamic in India, which is US relations. While the two countries have expanded cooperation in areas such as defense, technology, and strategic alignment in the Indo-Pacific, economic competition and trade issues remain sensitive. India has been positioning itself as a major global growth engine and a key player in global supply chains. At the same time, the US is increasingly wary of creating another economic powerhouse that could challenge its dominance in key industries, a concern shaped by its experience with China. The exchange at the Raisina Dialogue reflects three trends. One, India's strategic confidence. New Delhi is emphasizing that its rise is intentionally driven rather than dependent on external support. Number two, US economic caution. Washington is reassessing how it engages economically with emerging powers. And third, complex partnership. Even as India and US deepen strategic ties, economic competition remains part of the relationship. In a sense, Jaishankar's remarks underline India's message that its global rise will be shaped by its own capabilities regardless of how other powers position themselves.